Editor's note here. I know it's wild to have an editor's note at the start of the video, but it is what it is. Due to my laptop messing up, the audio on this will not be from my mic, as you can hear, but from my iPhone. So it's gonna be a bit, yeah. But anyway, apologies. Back to the video. Us booktubers love our tropes. We do. There are just so many of them, from the chosen one to the anti-hero to the reluctant hero, enemies to lovers, you name them, we will love them. We will love to hate them also. But I think the best trope has to be the last man standing slash competition trope. I will forever love that trope because there's so much you can do with it. And in this video, we're going to talk about the trope and talk about some epic books like The Hunger Games that, have that trope and just the wide range of things you can do with it. But before I get into my video, don't forget to like and subscribe and tell us what you like about the competition trope and if you think there are any tropes that are better than it. Also, this video is sponsored by the Critical Reader newsletter. I send out a weekly newsletter just with book reads, book reviews, that kind of good stuff. So let's get into it. The Hunger Games. The competition trope in The Hunger Games, you should know it by now. It was just so brilliantly done. So the concept, the execution, everything. This is one of my favorite books of all time. And I love the brutality of this. The Hunger Games is just epic, and you see these crazy emotional moments like with Rue's death, and Peter and Katniss really connecting and really looking out for one another. I think that's one of the brilliant things about the competition trope is the allyship, the partnerships, the love, the loyalty is crazy, and that's what we really do get in the Hunger Games. It is so raw because we see it through Katniss's eyes and we just straight up just dumped into it, and we learn more about the oppressive government in this and how the capital put on these yearly Hunger Games and what they're for and why they're so significant. But the competition trope, just to think about just being put on this mysterious place that changes from year to year, and you have to kill each other until one of you is surviving. You have to kill each other till one survives, I should say, and is just epically done. And God, obviously The Hunger Games is, this is a classic. This is literally classic. But one thing I also love about the competition trope is that it mutates. And this is where we get into it with Catching Fire. It mutates because at some point, besides just killing each other and killing what's in front of you, you've got to kill what's behind the scenes. You've got to take down the oppressive authoritarian government. And chances are there's going to be a rebellion group that is looking to do just that. And so we start to see that with The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, I should say. And now it's more about, it's about more than the competition, right? There are certain consequences to oppressing the people. There's certain consequences to standing up to an oppressive government. And we start to see how fragile the system is and just why there has to be this crazy competition trope. And in terms of this book, it was done brilliantly that the quarter quill, the pool of existing victors, will be the ones that are up to go into the quarter quill. And I thought that was just that whole idea, the concept is just crazy, and it was executed perfectly in this book. And I love how now again the competition trope evolves yet again, because instead of it being just sort of random people in the Hunger Games with obviously you got the career sort of tributes too, but now, as Hamish said, it's all certified killers. It's the creme de la creme. It's the ones that they all won their games, and now they're all in a Hunger Games. So crazy. Again, the way you can just escalate the competition trope, there's just so many ways to do it. We get a new environment, new rules, just it's crazy. And so yeah, and just new challenges, you know, the spinning island thing, the clock, you know, what's the name, saying TikTok all the time, it's just crazy. Again, it's another reason why the competition trope is elite, because there's just so much you can do to it. And yeah, it's nuts. But I want to put the Hunger Games series to the side because, well, I say to the side, but this next one, Battle Royale, I have reviews for all of these, by the way. Battle Royale, the OG Hunger Games, the OG. This is a very similar premise, and I love it. This book really shows how universal the competition trope is, and the last man standing trope, because this is Japanese literature that's been translated into English, whereas, you know, the Hunger Games was originally written in English by an American author. And it's crazy to see the similarities between the two, because there are, you know, a lot of similarities, and I'll have a video comparing the two. But this competition trope is cruel because it is classmates that know each other that have to kill one another. That's what makes this one in particular crazy, and that's what adds to a lot of the tension in this book. And there's a reason why I rated it at 90. It's fantastic, it is fast paced, it is brilliant. That's another thing about the competition trope. It's also fast paced. Like the Hunger Game books, ridiculously fast paced. This, ridiculously fast paced. The ones I've got coming up, stupidly fast paced. Because it's just the nature of having that. You know, you automatically add tension, and because it's the last man standing. You know, we're gonna see bloodshed, we're gonna see betrayals, we're gonna see crazy deaths, we're gonna see it all, and we're gonna see a lot of genius come out. You know, people will do what they have to do to survive, and yeah, that's why I love this. And again, the tension, the paranoia with this book, because it's your classmate. It's like, can you trust them? Can you not trust them? Who's actually playing the game? Who's not playing the game? Who's being punished for playing the game? Who's not being punished? It's nuts. Battle Royale, crazy, 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 crazy. And so I move now on to An Ember in the Ashes. What I love about this competition trope is that, unlike Battle Royale and the Hunger Games, the competition doesn't really dominate. I mean, it dominates, but it is not the main event, you know. And this and my next book coming up are the two that kind of exemplify this. I read this. This was one of my top reads of 2024, and it's been a while. It's been a few months since I talked about this book. And the competition trope in this is from a school that kind of trains warriors, and there's this sort of overarching thing that could happen, this competition, where the students from this sort of deadly academic school could potentially go on to become the emperor through some sort of, I believe it was some sort of prophecy or something like that. And every cohort of students year after year kind of hopes that it's their cohort that gets a chance to be in this competition to then potentially become the emperor. And eventually we get it with the cohort we follow in this book. I forgot, Ilias. Ilias is his name. Ilias, Leia and Ilias. That's the two POVs in this book. Ilias is the one, and he has a very complex family history. He is deadly though. He's the creme de la creme. And this competition is kind of sort of officiated by these sort of shadowy creatures that kind of have these crazy sort of all-knowing sort of powers. It's kind of strange, but I kind of like that, because it's different from Battle Royale and Catching Fire and Hunger Games, because that's more sort of government oppression type. This is more fantasy, magical. You got creatures and all sorts of things going on with this. So that's why I like this one. Again, we're introducing magic now, and non-human entities into it now. So again, fantastic, and again ridiculously fast paced. And the competition, I guess it takes up maybe half the book, a third of the book, maybe something like that. It doesn't. This book isn't about the competition. The competition is significant to the book and significant to the series. So yeah, another excellent one. Speaking of the second book, we're going into sci-fi now, and again the competition trope evolves here, and that is with Red Rising. I'm actually currently reading Morning Star. I'm like a third of the way through. Crazy. Golden Sun, which you might be able to see behind me, one of my favorite books ever. The first one, again, fantastic book. This is a lot more militaristic, mainly because the competition is, one, it's an elitist competition, trying to see who's the elite of the elite. In this book, we have a caste system with the Reds being sort of like the bottom of the pecking order, kind of slave in a way, and the Golds, who are these sort of magnificent, tall, lustful, powerful, smart people who rule society, and you've got all the colours in between. And in Red Rising, I love that the competition trope is, again, militaristic, where there's a draft, you're picked to be in certain houses, and then you're grouped with them, and then you're fighting your territory and everything to be the dominus. And if you capture territory, you conquer other houses, you enslave them, and you can add to your army to then go ahead and conquer more land and more resources and more houses. And one person, I believe, is named Dominus, and that's the leader of the pack. And so yeah, this book, crazy with the competition trope, because as well, because they're golds and they're so privileged, they think they're untouchable, but a lot of them die in this. A lot of them are weeded out and killed through multiple steps in I guess the overall competition. I forgot what they call it again, but yeah, it's not the academy. Is it the institute? It might be the institute. So yeah, fantastic. And again, this is sci-fi that we're getting into now. This is a space opera, and the way the competition show kind of just fits into all these genres seamlessly, just beautifully done, beautifully done. The last one I want to talk about, again, involves magic, and that is the Atlas 6. Again, one of my favorite books. I recently did a book review for the last book in the trilogy, the Atlas Complex, and I think by the time this video is released, I will also have my sort of series review also. But the Atlas 6, I love that the competition trope is that you have Atlas is 6, that 6 magical magicians, powerful magicians that are selected to, be part of the Alexandrian society. So in this world, it's kind of a fantasy land where if the Library of Alexandria wasn't destroyed and all that knowledge was actually stored and added to, and is now grander than the knowledge that's out in the outside world, and this knowledge is protected. And so every 10 years or so, 6 powerful is it medians they're called in the book? Magicians, I'll just call them magicians, are chosen to do research, and only 5 of them can actually become initiates in the actual society. And so they have to sacrifice someone. One of them has to die. And what's crazy is that they're not told about this from the start. They're promised wealth and power and all these things, but each character learns at different stages that they have to sacrifice someone and not just kill someone, they have to sacrifice someone. Like, you have to get attached to someone and then dead it. And then dead it. This is a very good book, very character driven as well. And like the rest are more, the rest are mixed between like sort of plot driven, but this is one that's probably the only one that I want to talk about that's heavily character driven. And again, it adds to the depth of the characters, the fact that we're seeing them in this very tricky situation, because we're seeing their lust for power and wealth and sort of intellectual validation, and also the fact that they've got to kill someone to be part of this secret, not so secret society, I should say. And yeah, again, the competition trope is just fantastic, because the visceral and the lust and the ego and the pettiness between the characters is quite something, and just their opinions of other characters also is hilarious. And then obviously their backstory, we learn more about their backstory and how that really drives them as people. So yeah, I swear to you, the competition trope, the kill everyone, the last man standing trope is the best trope, honestly. It's produced some of the best books ever, quite frankly. And again, this isn't an exhaustive list. You know, this is just a few that I wanted to talk about, just to illustrate how powerful this trope is. So yeah. Anyway, let us know in the comments what other tropes are your favorite. And yeah, on your screen is a playlist. I keep saying a list. On your screen is a playlist of other book reviews, other book talks. Check it out. You'll definitely find something you like there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.